Super Tadpole back here with another gameplay slash progression thingy. It's not been done a lot. I mean, it's been done, but not by many people. So I decided, to add my name to the list of people doing this. You'll be able to tell what it is in a second. A 5. Yeah, yeah. You see that? Yeah, Rocksmith. That's exactly what we're doing. The Rocksmith, if you see that diagram that's right there, I'll just cover a couple things that, well, after this, or else I'll kind of hint. This right here is not going to be a live playthrough, walkthrough, gameplay, whatever you want to call it. This one episode, at least right now, main reason because, as you can see, this part didn't really sync up with the music like I wanted it to. So when I'd had the live voiceover for this, it didn't come out too well. The video after this one sunk. Is that right? If you synced up a video but you did it before, past tense sunk. I synced up the video after this one, and it came out perfectly fine. So I don't know what the fuck was wrong with this one. This one just didn't want to do shit. So that's why this one's going to be a... I'm just commenting over after I did it, so I'm just watching it and just talking about shit right now. So yes, this is going to be Rocksmith. Different from Rock Band and Guitar Hero, since you are using a real guitar, as you can see there. It teaches you to play the guitar rather than just, learning how to hit the colors. And then you get really good at it and then figure out that it doesn't do shit because you didn't really learn how to play the instrument. This one, I like it better than Guitar Hero and Rock Band, but it's not going to catch on that way because, some people are just like that. But a little background, I, by no means, can play the guitar. Maybe I have 3 guitars. I've always wanted to learn how to play guitar, so that's why I have 3 guitars. But by no means, I've never taken lessons or anything. I've just, kind of got them hoping I would learn. And hopefully this will teach me well enough, a stupid idiot, to learn how to play, at least well. Just recapping that, I do have no background in guitar, but I do want to learn. So this is kind of a testimony, I have to say. Starting from scratch, what I plan to do is do every session I do of this recorded in some shape or form, whether it's a live recording like the second video that will be popping up here, or kind of like this, just a commentary over the video. But either way, I will not play off screen, so that you're going to be there step by step every progression that I go to see how well I am maybe like 6 months down the line, and seeing if that really did make me improve. Alright, so we're getting right into the game there. Oh, one other thing I wanted to cover, which is kind of like the diagram as you see here. The diagram at the very beginning where you saw the headset and you had the external audio speakers for your TV. One of those is a must. I cannot stress that enough. You need to have a headset, or you need to have external speakers on your TV. Do not use your TV's internal speakers to play this game. Main reason, because if you do, there is maybe a 0.5 to 1 second delay. And you'd be like, oh yeah, that's fine. I don't want to buy a headset or external speakers because, it costs more money. But I'm telling you, that 1.5 or 0.5 and 1 second delay will screw you over when you're trying to play these songs, when you have to hit the note early or later depending on, how your delay is set up. Whereas if you have the external speakers going through, or if you have the headset, it's going to be in sync with it. It might be a little bit off. You can fix that in-game with the delay stuff, but it's definitely going to be more spot on. You hit the chord when the thing passes through, so that's something you're going to need if you want to do this. So that's just a heads up for all of you who are curious about getting this game, curious on how well it works. And if you are curious on how well it works, just stay tuned to this. There's going to be a lot more of these videos coming through. This part's just teaching you, how to hold the pick, strum the guitar. So, cool thing about this game is it's That's assuming you're a complete idiot like I am, that you don't know how to stick a pick between your freaking fingers and, you know, hit the strings. So it does these little things at the beginning just to see how loud your guitar is. It's gonna put it in tune, just to make sure everything's coming through okay. This will not determine your delay. Only when you start playing will determine your delay. That's really going to be the main factor.
Your goal is to move the needle into the center of the game.
Well, I guess about what I have. I've always loved metal, so that's kind of what my guitars reflect. I will go over my very first guitar that I've ever gotten. Right here is an Ibanez. Oh, you can't see it right here in my hand. Well, I have a 7-string electric guitar by Ibanez. Just a cheap RG series. It was like $300 when I got that one. But I got that one because of Korn. You may hate me for that, but fuck you if you do. But that's what got me into starting, you know, rock and metal and stuff like that. Is Korn, so I wanted to start out with a 7-string guitar to get the low sound, since that's what I really liked, is that low sound. So I have that cheap 7-string. Then as I got more into it, I did go ahead and get myself another guitar, a 6-string guitar, another Ibanez, and it's the MT-M2, Mick Thomas's signature guitar. And I love that guitar. Sounds great, awesome, especially with the Seymour Blackout, whatever you call those things. Yeah, see, I don't even know what they call those things. You stick them in there anymore. It just slipped my mind. Brain fart. Yeah, he has Seymour Duncan's put into it. I still are using stock strings and everything. I really need to change them, so it's not sounding like it should, but it sounds decent. The 7. Then last guitar I have is not an electric guitar. It is a bass guitar, or electric bass guitar. And that is again a model from Korn, an actual signature series, Fieldy's 5-string, his new 5-string series bass guitar. But unfortunately, this game has no bass input, so it's strictly electric guitar. So what we'll be using is the MT-M2 6-string guitar for this, since this does not register 7 strings. I kind of ignoring the screen just to go over this, but right now it's tuning guitar, as you can probably tell. Just making sure it's in tune. My tuning for my guitar was in drop C, so that's why it's kind of way out of tune. And this is trying to tune it back into standard for the game. And it makes sure that you're in tune before you play a song. So every time you play a song at the very beginning, it goes through the tuning. Now the tuning's not going to take that long every single time. Main reason because when you are playing this game, it's already in the standard tuning. It's going to be very close, so it might be, you know, a little half-inch of a turn off of the top string that you have to do. But for the most part, depending on what type of guitar you have, if you have a cheap-ass guitar, you're going to have some horrible tuning on there, and you might have to turn every single knob every time. But for this one, maybe 1 or 2 strings might be out of tune in about an hour or so. And after you finish tuning it, it's going to go through each and every one of these guys just to make sure
congratulations.
Yeah, just to make sure that they're all in tune again. So it tunes them where you turn the knobs to get the right ones, and it goes through each one, strum, strum, strum. Make sure it's still in tune so you don't have a whacked out guitar.
Come down the note way and land on your guitar's strings. This is a note. Yellow notes are played on the yellow string. Same goes for the red, blue, orange, green, and purple.
Just waiting for it to get to the next spot.
This is a fret. Pressing strings on different frets.
Yeah, great job. You're tuning awesome. Now the tutorial goes over how you're playing the game, which is... I'm trying to explain this, why the guy in the game is probably trying to explain this, but I have the sound turned off so my microphone doesn't do feedback, so whatever.
Remember to keep pressing down on the string along the
Hopefully I'm not talking over him right now because I can't hear him, but you can see the yellow thing sticking up in the middle, and then you can see the blue clear kind of highlighted strip that it's set on. It doesn't go over that at the beginning of the game. You kind of have to search through the game to figure out what that means. But that's exactly where you should stick your fingers. So in the first highlighted strip should be your pointer finger, and then following your next 4 fingers should be resting or ready to hit those strings when you need it. So that's one of the big things there. It will shift and change, so that's something I personally need to work on, is that shift and change. But yeah, this thing, I don't know why the video recorded and came out in like slow motion like this, but that really fucked over the game timing in my commentary I did with it, my live commentary. So that's why I'm doing this still one. Hopefully it doesn't go through the whole thing like that, and it speeds back up halfway through, because that's just stupid. I don't really want to throw away this video. So that's basically the intro of it, as you can see. It takes about 15 minutes to get through the beginning of it just to get started. It might be a bit long to some people, but if you're really just starting guitar, it goes through a lot of good stuff, so just bear through that. But if you already know how to play guitar, it's sometimes a little tedious. It's like you already know what's coming up, and you can skip it. So that's a good thing. I should just go over, but it is sometimes just annoying if you know how to play guitar, but I don't, so I thought it was informational. Now, this game has a few different modes, I have to say, which will be it's kind of a deal maker that if you know how to play guitar, still a good game. You don't, awesome game. Let's just go if you do know how to play guitar. Or, yeah, you have the option to play the songs, kind of like you're in a band, meaning it gives you 2 songs or 3 songs that you practice until you want to stop, and then so you practice one song, you stop it, you go to the next song. You can't go back up to that song after you stopped practicing it. You go to the next one, then you go to the next one, and then after you finish those and you got them down enough, it sends you to what's called a venue, you kind of play it like you're in a band to a crowd, and you have to please the crowd by hitting the notes right. They cheer and stuff like that, kind of like Rock Band was. So if you know how to play guitar, you probably won't be as into that part of the game as the technique part. But if you don't know how to play the guitar, that just, you know, is an amazing, pretty much is the game, but it's amazing how it makes you feel and how it makes you keep going and playing the game. Now, the other part is if you, with the techniques that I kind of went over, if you already know how to play, they have awesome mini games like Tetris. They have a mini game that has like 2 guns on the side, and you have to strum the right chords to shoot the zombies down and shit like that. So it has like games gamers would play, but you actually have to use the strings of the guitar. Learning real techniques like pitch bending, shifting down the board, and stuff like that. So you're learning real techniques, but you're playing a video game, so it's almost seamless that you're playing a game, but you're actually building some foundations you'll be using for the guitar. And that right there is really good for somebody who knows how to guitar, you know, to brush up on their shit and get that stuff flowing through the fingers, I guess you could say. Kind of already went over, if you don't know how to play the guitar, about the band thing where you're practicing the songs, lead up, do a venue, and play like you're in a band. That right there just might sound cheesy, but you know, it just makes you feel good, and that's really what makes you want to play the game, and it makes you want to keep going. So that's something to keep looking out for. There is something important, maybe not important, but a few things I did want to talk about, and I completely spaced it. Let me start writing shit down. But yeah, that's pretty much what I picked up the game is about. And I just lost my train of thought. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more meaning to the game of techniques and stuff that I'll find, of course, because we're going to go step by step through this. But till we get to that, that's pretty much what I picked up. Like I said before at the very beginning, we're going to go through, I'm not going to play this off screen, so every time I play it, I'm going to be recording it. You're going to be there every step of the way. You're going to see every mistake I make, everything I get right, so every improvement I make. So if this will be a testimony if you want to learn guitar and you don't want to pay for a teacher, this might actually be good for you. Because I knew a lot of people were curious about this game. Because where I work, I sell video games, and I've seen people look at it and they have no idea what it's about. So I can, hey, yeah, you can learn these little things, blah, 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 you know, to kind of give them some information on it. But getting a real testimony, really learning guitar from scratch like a dumbass like me, trying to get better, this right here will definitely show. If it can be for me, I mean, I might not be able to, and somebody else might be able to. But if I do it, that just tells you anyone can do it. Ooh. Insane in the membrane. Kind of just adding this in there. So some of the stuff I just wanted to say I have to work on is going to be definitely switching from the top string, fingering down to the lower strings. Now that's something I have a lot of issues with. Another point too would be sliding down the board, going, as you can see where the finger position is supposed to be, sliding back and forth without looking at the fretboard is going to be something I have to work on. Stretching out those fingers is just something I'm going to have to do just by playing. So that my pinky can reach, you know, the farthest string rather than having to move my hand down. But that's something that's going to be a physical thing that's going to have to work on. If you know why this kind of recorded this one in slow-mo, please let me know, because this is not the first time I had. There's been a couple of videos I had to toss out because of that. Just let me know, like in a comment or something, or send me a message so that I can figure that shit out. But the video after this, hopefully they're all going to be like that, because I can record this in one session. But I did 2 separate recordings. The video after this did just fine. So I did the exact same thing for each video. So I don't know why that one came out fine and this one didn't. Maybe because the intro was too high of emotion or something, but I have no idea. Just, but that was one thing I wanted to go. But thanks for watching.